welcome to the Jena Colbourne Show. So excited to have you on the show today and super excited that all you guys are just loving the show. We've been getting incredible views, but more than that, we've been able to share some really inspirational and incredible stories from local women here in the Lakeland. I am so proud of what we've been able to put out so far, and it's only going to get better from here. So thank you so much for joining me. And if you haven't already, make sure you go like our group as well, because we share exclusive content there. We always have great discussions, and every now and then I find you a funny meme that I'm going to throw up on there. So it's actually in our Facebook page. You just go to the Jena Colbourne Show and boom, there you go. You'll be in on our exclusive group, and I'll also put it in the comments right there. One thing you can do for me, which is so amazing when you guys do, is hit that share button down there and hit the notifications so you know when we go live. So there you go. You got yourself covered on the Jena Colbourne Show. Thanks for tuning in. It's Wednesday, 2 o'clock, so we are live from the Lakeland Connect studios. So excited for my guests today. Dr. Catherine King and Susie O'Connor are coming in. 2 girls, 1 tent. You might be like, what's that mean? Okay, so these 2 ladies go in backwoods hiking, camping adventures, and they are tenting it. They are not taking the RV out. They are not backing up the trailer and, you know, having those comforts that you have nowadays camping. They are going old school with a backpack on their back, some hiking poles, some boots, and just getting out there in nature. So last year was the first year that they had done this together. And they went to a few different campgrounds around the area. Then they ventured into the national parks, to the mountains, did some more harder hiking, if you will. So we're going to have them on the show. They're going to talk about last year's adventures. Then they're going to tell us about what they have in store this year. So they want to create a group of women who will go hiking and camping together. Like, what else could we ask for than to get away from the kids, the husband, the partner, the spouse, whatever, get away from work stresses, from the COVID stresses, from the restriction stresses. Just get out in nature and reset. If you want to talk about the great reset, I say that's out in nature. And they're going to tell us about how you could be a part of this, how they're looking for more females to join them on their adventures. And you don't have to commit to the whole summer or anything silly like that. They'll tell you about all their different adventures that they have planned for this upcoming summer. Super excited to have them on the show. We are also popping in at Underground Bar. These ladies, Stacy and Megan, have created just this incredible vibe, this incredible fitness community, and it's for everyone. It's so inclusive and it's so much fun. The best way I can describe Underground Bar is like you're going to a nightclub, but you're not going to have a hangover the next day. You are just going to feel proud about yourself and really accomplished. And like I said, it's for any fitness level. It's about movement more so than anything else. And they are going to tell us all about their business, how it got started, and how you can join this incredible movement that's happening here in the Lakeland. And we're also popping by 𝗧𝗲𝗄𝗧. So super happy to have them on. They're part of our Tips, Tricks, and Trends segment. And we're popping by to learn a little bit about spring cleaning, not just your house, because that's fantastic. And I know perhaps not today because it's snowing. But when that sun's shining and you feel that fresh air outside, you just start to think, hey, let's get rid of some clutter. And spring cleaning is an important part of your life cycles, if you will, whether it's personally decluttering or in your house decluttering. So we're going to talk to 𝗧𝗲𝗄𝗧 about how to declutter like your health as well as your home. So it's going to be a really fun segment as well. By the way, we are starting a new segment coming up next week, starting in May, all thanks to Pure Athletics. And we're going to be highlighting those service groups, community organizations, and nonprofits that help women. So if you have a nonprofit that you want to be featured on here, no cost to you. That's how cool it is. Just get in contact with me. You can private message this page, or you can join our group, the Jena Colbourne Show, and let me know about it. And we can highlight your service group, organization, or nonprofit, all thanks to Pure Athletics. And yeah, if you want to be a guest of the Jena Colbourne Show, also get a hold of me. Let's talk. Let's share your stories. We're going to be sharing the story of 2 girls, 1 tent coming up just after this.
𝗧𝗲𝗄𝗧 is proud to be celebrating 50 years in the community of Bonnyville. And we're even more proud to help grow the community through our Local Supporting Local initiative. Come into 𝗧𝗲𝗄𝗧's and you'll find a vast selection of local products made right here in the Lakeland region. We have unique gifts and specialty items, along with everything you'd expect to find at your local pharmacy. At 𝗬𝗂𝗧, you'll get that small town service with a smile. Compassionate local pharmacists who are dedicated to the community's health and wellness. 𝗬𝗂𝗧 Pharmacy offers the Simple program, a brand which synchronizes your medications with unique packaging designed to make your life and your medication simple. While you're shopping, be sure to grab a specialty coffee from our 1929 coffee bar, stocked full with drinks, soups, sandwiches, and more. Celebrate 50 years with 𝗬𝗂𝗧, local supporting local.
Welcome back to the Jena Colbourne Show. Thank you so much for hitting share and joining us live today from the Lakeland Connect studios. And thank you to my special guests today. Hello. I have two girls, one tent, Susie O'Connor and Dr. Catherine King. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
So I want to say just off the top, you two have been COVID cohorts since the start of COVID.
Yes.
Yeah. And I just want to make that very clear. Catherine is single. She has a cohort. It's Susie. And just want to get it out there.
Yeah, thank you.
But part of the reason why I brought that up is because for Susie, COVID kind of shifted you into this new hobby. Let's talk about it. It's backcountry camping. So what is it and why are you girls doing it?
Well, Catherine, being my cohort, introduced me to backcountry camping. And you load up your pack with as little as possible and you hike forever. And you see beautiful things, and you camp, and and we did a few last year. We're going to do some more this year.
And yeah, you're right. COVID did make it possible because normally Susie would have weddings every weekend, and so last summer that did not happen.
It freed me up to enjoy my summer for the first time in years.
So yeah, we went out and went backcountry camping.
Yeah. So compared to regular camping, people might think, okay, well, what's the big deal? I've been camping before. So can you give us a little comparison nowadays, which I call glamping? Anything with an RV I consider glamping. So explain what we're doing when we're going on this camp.
Take that.
Sure. Okay, well, I mean, there's many reasons why it's different and many reasons why I actually prefer it now over glamping. I don't mind car camping. And I think we can talk a little bit about the reasons why everybody likes to do it. Okay, so there's type 1 and type 2 fun.
Okay.
Do you know these different types of fun?
No. Okay, please tell me.
This is actually fascinating.
Please tell me.
She introduced me to this. I think we were in the middle of type 2.
Yes. So type 1 fun is fun to do and it's fun to remember. So this is like, doing the Jena Colbourne show and or playing cards with your friends. That's an enjoyable time and it's a nice memory. Type 2 fun is not very much fun at the time, but it's fun to remember.
It's challenging.
Yeah, it's a challenge, like a marathon maybe. Type 3, you know what, actually the world is divided on whether it's fun or not at the time, but it's, regardless, there's regret after. So either it's not fun and it's not fun to remember, which is like not actually fun, so I don't know why that would be included, but that's maybe type 2 fun that goes a little too far. And someone gets hurt, or it's super fun at the time and not good to remember, and that's either eating a whole pizza or sleeping with your ex.
Yes.
So type 3, we hope not to have any of, but type 1 and type 2, I think there's a good balance in backcountry camping. The type 1 fun part, which is why we like to do it, is it's so beautiful. Like the sites you stay in are way nicer than any car camping site I've ever seen in my life. The walks there, you see views that like such a small percentage of the population gets to see because not very many people go out there and walk 40 kilometers into the bush. So you see things that other people don't get to see. We get to talk a lot. When we get,
well, we have to talk.
Yes, we have to talk so that animals know we're coming. We're very good at it, and we never see anything.
Nothing.
And when we get tired of talking, I sing. That might be more type 2 fun for Susie.
It's always the same song also, but But yeah.
Yeah, so that's, I think, one of the main reasons why people do it is just because it's really beautiful. There's the whole like nature cure and being outside and getting exercise and fresh air, and it's just quieter. You know, like compared to front country camping. Have you ever been camping and you hear like 3 different radios playing 3 different songs?
Yes.
Somebody's
and-
alarm going off at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, like there's none
Yeah.
of that. There's
Yeah.
no drunk teenagers. It's really hard to carry enough booze out there to have a really good time. So everyone just goes to bed early. You're tired.
Yeah.
So,
It's been a day.
are these campsites that you're hitting up? You're saying you're walking into the woods and then there's a campsite. Is it a legitimate campsite, or are you just squatting in the woods?
That's a good question.
So it's legit. Well, most at the time, it's legit. Some of them you can't reserve. So some of them you will hike into and just like fingers crossed there isn't another group of people there, so you can put your tent down. But the ones that we go to in Jasper are reserved, and you hike forever or not very long, 6 or 10 or 15, 18 kilometers. And there's usually only, usually max, 8 tent pads, very small groups of people. And there's usually a picnic table, and then there's these fun toilets, these backcountry toilets.
Yes, let's talk about those actually. I have found a picture of these. So it's 2 girls, 1 tent, and then this picture kind of shows 2 girls, 1 outhouse. So there you
Yes.
both are, and
That's
that
us.
is the outhouse. It looks like it's like a rain barrel with a toilet seat on the top of it.
Basically a grandstand.
Okay.
Yes, and the view, so you saw the back view.
Yes.
Every view is gorgeous.
Yeah.
So you can just sit in the morning for as long as you want. People are very respectful.
It's
that was
nice.
for fun. But people are very respectful. So I mean, although there are 3 toilets, that's just because that might be a busier site, but rarely will you have nobody's coming up on
Yes.
you.
If you're
just be like,
pooping.
Unless
"Okay,
it's an
oh,
emergency."
sorry."
And it's
Yeah.
actually really nice. Some places, my favorite, will have a rope that's around the corner, so you can rope off behind you. So then you don't even know somebody's waiting, because that's the only thing that kind of stresses me out. It's if somebody's behind me waiting for me to
You know,
finish.
the idea that you can't pee when somebody's watching?
Watching, yes.
Yeah, it's kind of the same. Yeah.
So,
But fun.
Susie, for you, this was your first year going out there, and I know you guys did some beginner hikes. So where did you start?
Yeah.
Because it was locally here in the Lakeland.
Yeah, so we went out to, there's a place at Whitney Lake outside Bonnyville, just outside of here, and then there's a place just outside of 𝗲𝗂𝗃 that we went, and both of those you can't reserve, right?
Yeah, you can't reserve. And I think those are the only 2
Close-ish.
nearby, the 2 closest sites nearby that have the. I mean, there's another toilet that I like even more. That's the green.
Oh, I actually didn't
Privy?
load up that picture.
Oh,
yeah.
It wasn't as fun, but yeah.
It's not as fun, but there's only those 2 sites that I know of that have the toilet, the picnic table, the fireplace,
The bear bins.
the bear bins.
Well, let's talk about that. You're 2 females going out into the woods. There must be a little bit of worry, as far as we've come on the feminist trail.
Yes.
Females still rely a lot on men and feel more safe when a man's around. Did you find yourselves worried about bears, or worried about hiking injuries or insects, or having to haul heavy things?
I think actually on the feminist front, that is the part that's empowering, is your house is on your back. Everything you need is on your back. So you test it out, you can carry it, you're solid. So no need for chivalry in that. And then the bears.
Yeah.
So Catherine was very comfortable. I was scared to go for a walk in Provincial Park in Cold Lake. And so our first hike, and that was only in Bonnyville, was it 3 kilometers?
3.5 kilometers in
Nothing.
Whitney Lakes. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was bear scat everywhere. But we had our bear spray, and we're very bear aware. And there's bear scat everywhere, and you just kind of get used to it, and it's fine, and whatever. And you just hope you don't see a bear. So we stayed that night. We got up the next morning. There was our little campsite and our little trail out. We walked out, and we never would have seen this bear print except for there was just a little bit of muskeg, and it was this huge paw. And for a second, well, probably 2.5 minutes. So I took my phone out, took a picture. I was shaking, took a picture of it. We went on our way, And Catherine just calmly said, so the bear knew we were there. It was fine. Nothing happened. It was easy. The bear knew we were there. We kept our food in our bear bins. We did all the right things, and we hiked out. And that was the first time that I was like, cool. So if I saw a bear, I mean, I don't particularly want to, and if I do, like way far away, but it was okay.
So you carry some bear mace with you, or bear spray.
Yeah.
Would you recommend that for anyone who's going hiking? Or?
Yeah. I know how to use it.
Okay.
There were some people, like I think practicing with it at the beginning of the season, make sure you know how to take the safety off and use it. You don't want to not know how to use it if you do need it.
You don't want the wind coming at you.
Yeah.
You know, there's things
to kind of pay attention to, but being bear aware is very important.
And also, both of us have bear spray.
Yeah.
And
we
we
have two.
both have it where we can reach it immediately.
Yeah,
It's not
it's
in the
not
back
in
of
the
our
bag.
bag. There was just a story in Canmore or
Kind of
Waterton
Canmore,
where somebody was like scrambling up a hill and this bear was chasing them, and their bear spray was in the bottom of their backpack.
It's not going to be much good there.
No. So it's instantly available.
So going out in nature, I imagine, was pretty calming, but you're also doing a lot of work. So do you find like the downtime in there equals out the amount of work that you're putting in to do this?
I think that's part of the type 2 fun, is it is not super easy. We went the last time, we had a pretty nice itinerary.
We did,
And we were gone for 4 nights and 5 days, and we did 44 kilometers. We had a day off in the middle at like the best spot. It was just the only way we could book the sites, and it turned out to be perfect.
It was a gift.
It was a gift. It was so lovely. But I think, when you look at a sign on the highway that says like 44 kilometers to Cold Lake or to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, that's like, I'll be there in under half an hour. But this took us 4 days. And just like the idea, like you're so small, and walking through this gigantic place and carrying everything, and little bits hurt.
Knees hurt, sometimes
ankles hurt, backs
feet
hurt, different things hurt.
Blisters.
Yes, but I think that's part of like, just like we're so tough and we did it. We did it, we carried it, and there were parts that were hard, but we knew they weren't going to last forever, and that's
that is the type 2 fun. Like you kind of trudge through it, and you had said something on our first day that we only have 8 kilometers more, and then we're done, and then we relax, and we can enjoy those 8 kilometers, or we can be miserable.
Yeah.
And so we just enjoy, breathe, look around, take some photos, have a good time.
Well, I wanted to show some of the photos here, and Chris is going to load them up for me. You can just pick any one at random, Chris, and we'll talk about it here. But you can follow 2 Girls 1 Tent on Instagram, and that's Catherine. She's in the woods. You got the poles. Do you hike with your poles?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. It really helps keep the circulation to your hands.
And that was mud. That's deep mud.
Deep mud.
So you want to try to keep your feet dry.
Yeah.
Protect your feet at all
But
times.
not go off the trail and hurt the alpine areas.
I imagine you wouldn't recommend someone who's never gone hiking or never gone backcountry camping to just be like, hey, I'm going to go do this.
I mean, my other hike I did last summer, I took somebody who doesn't even walk beyond walking to his truck. And we did 46 kilometers in 2 days. And he made it.
A person can
You had a
do
good
it.
guide.
But
You had a good guide.
yeah.
We'll throw up another picture here. And this is just one of the most beautiful sights ever. So tell us where you were when this was taken.
So this was the ramparts. This was at Amethyst Lake in the Tonquin Valley. And that was us getting up in the dark and hiking down to the lake and watching the sunrise. And that was just the sun kind of kissing the top of the mountains. Oh my gosh. I've never seen anything like it. It sold me.
Would you consider yourself like an outdoor enthusiast before this, Susie?
Yeah, well, I mean, I love being outside, but I love kayaking, but like really I kayak to the middle of the lake and then I just kick my feet up and take it easy. I enjoy being outside, but this is a different level, and it's changed me. I love it so much. I've always camped. I was a Girl Guide. I was a brownie camping. This is next level, but kind of back to those basics. I
Well,
really
let's throw
enjoyed
up
that.
another picture here. Oh, and I believe this
yeah.
was taken locally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is on 𝗬𝗲𝗰𝗍, which is near 𝗬𝗲𝗂𝗏. And that was actually really amazing. It's a beautiful spot, and it was amazing because it's part of like the canoe loop. And I think this was the only time I've ever seen, and I don't know if it was on purpose or who did it, but there was dry kindling in one of the bear bins and
Like
newspaper.
we didn't have to go hunt for
We didn't
wood.
have to go
It
hunt for
was-
wood.
nice.
We just
It's
like
pretty
started
great.
a fire. It was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And finally, I have one more picture here. There
Oh,
you
yeah.
are, and you're drinking from the stream. So are you on your hikes like taking from nature, like eating what's out there, drinking what's out there?
Just drinking. So for that hike, we tried a new system, which was mildly annoying, but it was fine. But we always filter the water and add drops. We're pretty careful.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how crystal clear the water is. What is it
Yeah.
that can get you? Some things.
Yeah, little teeny tiny things. Like even just filtering the water, like you could still get giardia. So you got to put the drops in.
This is why I bring a doctor on my
Yeah.
trips.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So yeah, we make our water as we go, which is kind of nice to not have to carry very much.
But we do bring our own food, dry.
Yeah.
So you two have been COVID cohorts since this onset, and this year you're hoping with COVID restrictions lifting to be able to add to your group and do more backcountry camping, but invite more ladies of the Lakeland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really hoping. We've got a few spots left for a trip that we're hoping to do to Jasper for July 1st and 2nd. Like, those are the 2 nights.
So we're looking for two
2 pairs.
lady cohorts.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So-
I mean, still you're gonna have to share a tent with your person. So if you can come with somebody that you're safe with, like that's in your group, in your bubble, that'd be great. And I think we can probably help people organize their belongings and get pairs together. And then our other dates, oh my gosh, June 12th, and
Another.
Twice. There's another.
Two more times.
Two more times. We have 2 times that we want to do trips in the Lakeland. Probably one to Touchwood Lake for sure, maybe 2, because it is really a beautiful spot, and it's.
Yeah, I was going to say, and we'll, as helping them get organized, we'll let them know kind of like a packing list,
Yeah.
what they can leave out, what's important to bring. You know, for example, our first hike, we were only going overnight. It was only 3.5 kilometers, and Catherine just about chopped off her wrist.
I did. I still have a scar. This was type 2 fun.
That was type 2. But we only brought a small first aid kit because we're just only 3 kilometers away.
Yeah.
But 3 kilometers when you chop off your arm is probably still too far. So things we learned.
Did you
along
take
way.
the seam out of your sleeping bag and stitch your arm up?
No, I think we wrapped it with gauze and then opened a second
bottle of wine?
Oh, yes.
That was the problem with the first bottle.
Collect your wood before you
Yeah.
drink the wine. Yeah.
So how can people participate? Like, what kind of requirements, first of all, and other than needing a pair in your bubble?
They're both, the trips that we're hoping to bring people on would be kind of beginner trips, all of them this year. Still nice. The Touchwood Lake trips are 7.5 or 8 kilometers through a very poorly maintained trail that you have to climb under trees.
So it's adventure.
It is an
To-
adventure. It's not super easy, but it's, so the ability to carry 30 pounds for 2.5 hours, 2 hours, I don't know.
Tent, sleeping bag,
Yeah.
cooking stove.
A cheerful attitude.
Yes.
Yeah. A
Yes.
wonderful singing voice would be nice because I swear you don't want to listen to me anymore.
No, she's nice. She just needs to change it up.
And I'm
She's
sure
good.
just some great conversation as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I don't think much. Honestly, like for a single night trip, and then same thing, the Jasper trip is about 7 kilometers in as well. And we want to do 2 nights in the same site because from there you can kind of continue down the trail without your gear. And so it's a little
That's nice.
it's
Yeah.
exciting, but not extra difficult.
And I imagine watching like apocalypse shows now, Susie, you're like, oh, I could do that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know
No
what I
problem.
need. I need
I know
a
what
saw. I need my bear spray.
That's right.
Because that's for all the other crazy people out there. Yeah.
What would you say to someone who's reluctant about trying, but you know, they're kind of on the fence. They want to try and they're a little like, can I actually do this?
You know what? I would say if you can hike for 5 kilometers with a light-ish backpack, I mean, even 30 pounds for an overnight is probably a bit much. Like,
yeah. We were carrying a lot of food at the 30 pounds.
yeah, I mean, our 30 pounds was our 4-day. I think what's more important is seeing your elevation, your up and down. Like if we're talking the Lakeland, we know we're pretty flat here. There's a little bit of up and down, and we're not in a rush to get anywhere. You know, we take our time, and that was the thing with even our big trip in Jasper. We took 4 days. Most people did it in 3.
Yeah.
Some people doubled back and did. You know, we just have a really good time. We take lots of photos, videos. Yeah, we just chill and hike and enjoy nature. It's not a race.
So how could people get a hold of you if they're interested in joining?
Well,
You can follow our Instagram, and it's 2girls.1tent. We put quite a few photos up. We're working on a video because we did record a lot of video on the Tonquin Valley, and then we were both very busy this winter, and then we tried to edit it in time for this, but we had technical difficulties. But I think we should
it'll
have it
happen
done soon.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see, you know, a little bit of what it looks like.
The photos are beautiful, but I think the video is what you can just like breathe it in. It's gorgeous.
lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put all the links in the comments as well, so they'll be down there. If you're watching the replay, it's probably already there, but I'll make sure to put all the comments in. I'll also tag the Instagram page so you guys can find it. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. And hit us up whether you want to come camping or not. Follow our page and see what we're doing.
It's 2 Girls, 1 Tent on Instagram. We'll be right back on the Jena Colbourne Show.
When we look at Project 𝗧𝗲, any female-owned business is at least 50% owned. They can be part of Project 𝗧𝗲.
I was fortunate enough to be to start out with Project 𝗧𝗲 right at the very start. What I found with Project 𝗧𝗲 is it's helped us to build those soft skills that maybe then I've been able to bring back into the organization.
We call them incubator spaces, but in a lot of ways they're actually co-working spaces. And so what a co-working space is maybe you're working from home and you just want to get out of the house and have connections with other people. There's equipment, for example, we are going to have some specialized lighting and that type of thing. So if you're selling a product and you're wanting to use your smartphone to take pictures, you've got the proper lighting for it. We do have computers, and they're located in spaces where there's supports available to you as well. We also have gone with a concept called Cafe Inc. And that's where we've partnered with a cafe in a community, and they will be a Project 𝗧𝗲 Cafe Inc. They can go in, we have what we call a portfolio. It's got a tablet in there, it's got information about the project. So for example, maybe you're down working in Wainwright one day and you can go into our Cafe Inc. there and access some of the 𝗧𝗲 resources.
And this is an entrepreneurship strategy that is meant to be at your pace. It's meant to provide you with services and enhance your skill set at no cost to you.
Hi, I'm Stacy.
And I'm Megan. We started it, Underground Bar started originally as just running fitness classes out of a studio outside of Bonnyville. And then when COVID first happened, I took all the classes and ran them in my basement of my 1945 house and did Facebook Live videos. And then it just kind of, that's where the name came from. And then in September, Stacy and I decided that, hey, let's find a place and open a studio. We found that there was a really good need for it and that we had really great members already, so.
We both started our journey with spin, kind of. Like that's what got us into like really wanting to teach group fitness. And then Megan brought bar to the Lakeland, and it really took off, and she pushed me to really want to do it, and yeah, it was amazing.
And I think, like, definitely I have not been an active person my whole life. I played a little bit of sports in
I didn't do sports
junior
either.
high, but like, I think it goes to show that it doesn't really matter how old you are or what stage of life you're in. Movement is available. And
we have a large bank of classes that we offer now. We have 3 different formats for our bar classes. So we have an hour-long power hour. We have a 45-minute happy hour and a 35-minute quickie. We also introduced the Vibe, which is, this is our signature sweater for the Vibe, which is a step class. Megan also teaches
Tabata, the jam, which is kind of dance cardio. Yeah. So we try to offer a variety, so there's something for everybody.
It's like a nightclub feeling almost.
Yeah.
Like you can let loose, and everyone just loves coming to a dark room where nobody's looking at anybody, nobody's paying attention. You get to be yourself, let loose, have some time to be who you want to be.
Yeah.
Be
and I always like imagine those like really fun nights with your girlfriends, or like imagine the most fun wedding that you've ever been to and you're just getting down on the dance floor. I think that's the vibe that we like to, or we look to create in our classes, because I think if you bring that aspect of fun into an exercise class, then
it doesn't feel like exercise.
It doesn't feel like exercise. There is just no requirement.
No, it's
walk in the store and you're welcome.
Yeah.
Or click play, you're welcome with us. No experience required, no gender specific. I mean, I think a lot of people would say that it seems like it's tailored towards women, but we actually do have a really good group of men and husbands.
Yep, there's a lot of husbands
that are
do the
getting
workout.
in on it with their wives.
Yep. Our kids like it, my son likes it. I'm sure Carter doesn't mind it. Like, we're trying to get, it's literally for everybody, and we do modifications. Like, you don't have to be a certain fitness level to join. You don't have to get fit before you come. This is where you find your movement and start.
We're real people, and our community is real, and I think
they connect to us. We're mothers.
And we're fun.
Yeah, we're fun. We want to have fun. We want to move.
We like to party.
Yeah.
Inspired in Cold Lake is not your average clothing store. You'll discover unique brands like Sandwich, Papillon, Camp, Dex, Spiritual Gangster, and more. Accessorize your outfit with shoes, bags, outerwear, and jewelry. Find one-of-a-kind gift ideas and don't miss out on their monthly sip and shop. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram to get inspired. Muse Inspired in Cold Lake and online museinspiredboutique.com.
Get your laundry done right the first time during Bonnyville and Cold Lake Furniture Galaxy's Spring Samsung Laundry Event. Samsung washers and dryers have all of the latest innovations and features with extra-large stainless steel tubs and drums, so you spend less time doing laundry. Plus, act now and save an extra $100 off any front-load or top-load laundry set. Take it home today with no money down and take 36 equal payments to pay OAC. Check out all of the Samsung appliance deals in-store or online at FurnitureGalaxy.ca.
Welcome back to the Jena Colbourne Show. We are here at 𝗬𝗖𝗄's Garden Pharmacy. So excited to be joined by Caitlin, the manager. Super excited for some spring cleaning tips that we're going to get today. Yeah. Because it is springtime. I've gotten the fever. You've probably gotten the fever.
Yeah.
We have beautiful garden decor right behind us, so the whole store has spring fever.
Yes, we're very excited for spring. We're really trying to make the environment as bright and as cheery as possible. Even though we're having the sporadic snow days, we want to make sure that everyone feels eager to really get on with the new season and get outside. So of course, in the front store, we have all your cleaning needs and lots of different decor options, but spring cleaning can also go towards your health. So that's one of the biggest things as pharmacists I don't think people realize is that we love to do medication reviews and talk to people about their meds, and also to look at de-prescribing and cleaning up that medication list as well.
So most of the time, or all of the time, you're getting your prescriptions from a doctor, unless you're getting it from a prescribed pharmacist. But what I'm trying to get at is sometimes you get these prescriptions that are, you know, a few years old that you've refilled and refilled, and now maybe you're wondering, hey, should I still be taking this? Does it interact with any other medication I'm taking? What about vitamins? Are those okay to take with it? And you guys can help really just clean out the medicine cabinet.
That's personally my favorite part about being a pharmacist, is answering as many questions as possible about your current medication list before adding anything on, really talking about if your therapy is the most appropriate for you. And a lot of the things that we think maybe can't cause harm with interactions of prescription medications like herbal products, it's always best to ask your pharmacist, because there may be interactions that you aren't even aware of. And so medication reviews, sitting down with your pharmacist, going through line by line each prescription drug, non-prescription, you know, herbals, all of that kind of stuff, we can really make a regimented plan just for you. And so we love that opportunity.
And one more thing I wanted to touch on, Caitlin, you guys are one of the pharmacies in town that are doing vaccinations for COVID. Can you tell us a little bit about it? Because lots of people are going, hey, should I get this vaccine or that vaccine, or, you know, is this one right for me? Should you pick and choose? What should you do when it comes to vaccines?
Yeah, vaccine shopping is what it's been called lately, is so waiting around for a particular vaccine. But actually what the best vaccine is for you is the first one you can get into your arm. So all vaccines are 100% effective in reducing hospitalization and death. So we may be waiting for a vaccine we think is more effective in terms of decreasing our symptoms of the sniffles with COVID. But overall, all three are great options for people to have as soon as possible into their arm to decrease that likelihood of being hospitalized.
How has the vaccine turnout been here?
Really great. So we were fortunate to be selected to be administering AstraZeneca. Of course, supply has been the biggest issue across Canada. It's been a topic amongst pharmacists all over. And so we're waiting on supply currently, but we are taking names for our wait list. Fingers crossed, apparently the week of May 3rd, we're hoping we'll be able to get some vaccine supply. But we've been very transparent with our patients when they call in. We have a great online booking platform as well. So we want to make it as easy and safe as possible for our patients.
Should people try to get on multiple wait lists, or should they stick to like one?
That's a good question. We do find that a lot of people are on multiple wait lists, and that's okay, because I think the biggest thing is if you want to be immunized as fast as possible, that's the biggest thing. But just make sure that you're not double dipping by taking more than the necessary doses. So if you get your vaccine, we're not offended if you call in and say, hey, I got my vaccine somewhere else. We're just happy that you're being immunized and that someone is helping you, and we just want to be a part of that discussion, whether it be answering your questions and actually immunizing you ourselves, or you having the opportunity to get that information from us as a reliable source and going on and being immunized.
I want to remind everybody Mother's Day is May 9th. You can find loads of great Mother's Day gifts here at 𝗬𝗖𝗄's, from garden decor, which we have behind us, and home decor, to clothing and specialty items. Like, there's really something for everyone, and loads of local products here at 𝗬𝗖𝗄's.
Yeah, and we are participating in a local giveaway with 𝗬𝗲𝗰𝗀 and Health Refresh, so keep an eye out for that. They have really great Mother's Day prizes coming with that.
Well, thank you so much for joining me on the Jena Colbourne Show. Always a pleasure to come down to 𝗬𝗖𝗄's, and there you have it, your spring cleaning tips from Caitlin at 𝗬𝗖𝗄's.
Thank you.
I have to thank my guests, Dr. Catherine King, as well as Susie O'Connor, 2 Girls, 1 Tent. I will put the contact information right there for you. So if you want to join them on their hiking and camping adventures, I will put all the links for you. You can get in on that. Also, make sure you go like our group, the Jena Colbourne Show, because I'll be putting the links and recaps in there as well. Big thank you to our friends at Project Gazelle. If you're not already signed up to Project Gazelle, what are you waiting for? You need to become a part of this community. It's absolutely free, and the benefits are endless for female entrepreneurs. Go to projectgazelle.ca, get started right there, and really you get what you put in. So if you only have a few hours every week to put into Project Gazelle, you're going to see enormous benefits from that, trust me. And big thank you to Underground Bar. We always love being in their presence. They have such a great vibe, and it was so fun to stop in and check out their business today. And Caitlin over at 𝗬𝗖𝗄's, always fun to pop in for our tips, tricks, and trends. Be sure to tune in next week, Wednesday at 2 o'clock for the Jena Colbourne Show. We're launching an all-new segment called For Her. It's all thanks to pure athletics, and we're going to be highlighting the service groups, the nonprofits, and those organizations that give back and help females in the Lakeland region. If you know of an organization that could use a little free advertising, a little free plug, shout outs, make sure you give us a private message, join the group, give me a call, whatever it may be, get a hold of me, let me know that you want them featured on the Jena Colbourne Show. And if you ever want to be a guest, you can also get a hold of me. Let me know your inspirational story, and perhaps you'll be right here in the Lakeland Connect studios one day. I'm Jena. Thanks for tuning in. Now you've been connected.